Please welcome AEA's President, Paula Derks.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome to Las Vegas and AEA's 56th Annual Convention and Trade Show. The last time AEA was in Las Vegas was in 2004, exactly 9 years ago. So I decided to take a nostalgic journey back and look in 2004 and just kind of examine the health of the general aviation industry at that time. Looking back over those years, 2004, 2007, the GA market in 2004 posted a $31 billion foreign trade surplus, up $4 billion over the previous year. Total airplane billings were up nearly 20% to $11 billion for 2004, the third highest billings ever for our industry. Market stimulation was being driven by bonus depreciation programs, new faces in aircraft manufacturing, new avionics technologies. All of those combined caused our industry to surge that year in record numbers in nearly every sector. Forecasters, they were predicting then that the next 10 years, which would have been 2004 through 2014, would be strong for general aviation, especially with the introduction of next-generation avionics, the very light business jet market, and the sport plane frenzy that was being introduced. Okay, so you're asking, okay, thanks, Paula, why are you sharing all those numbers with us right now? Well, I'm certainly not trying to share those with you to make any of us feel even more depressed about our current state of economy. And, let's not yearn for the good old days. Because instead, when we look back on those glory days of 2004 to 2007, it makes us stop to realize that when the market started to turn downward in mid to late 2008, and then it tumbled in 2009 and continued to worsen in 10, 11, and 12, we didn't stop working. We're all still here. This room is full. We didn't stop working. With no help from our governments, from our respective countries represented here today, we are using our own resources and our own blood, sweat, and tears to pull ourselves up out of the throes of a depressed economy. We're still here, and we're all still working. As you just watched in the opening video created by AEA's own Aaron Ward, our forefathers in the AEA, those pioneers and industry icons, don't you think they probably experienced some of the very same challenges all of us have in the last 5 years? They've adapted to change, they embraced the challenges, and they accepted that business never stays the same, that our industry is cyclical, always has been, and always will be. And most likely, just like us, what worked for us in one decade, most likely flopped in the next. If those pioneers, AEA's founder, Chuck Peacock, AEA's past president, my father, Monty Mitchell, and industry leaders like Ed King, Johnny Davis, and Bob Carpenter, if they would have focused solely on what's not working for them, where would all of us be today? No, most likely they embraced what is working and they overcame it. They overcame any challenges that they had and it brought us to where we are today. So here and now, this week, I want to ask each of you, what's working for you? And what work needs to be done to drive business growth right here and now? One of my favorite parts of my job as the president of the AEA is the opportunities I get to travel around the world and talk to so many AEA members. And in those conversations, I learn a lot of pretty unique and novel ways that you all are adapting to the challenges and you're working in today's business climate. In fact, may I please have the house lights raised just a little bit so now I can see the audience actually, thank you. Where is Hal Adams? Hal, stand up please. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hal Adams. He's the Chief Operating Officer of Accord Technology. And in a recent conversation Hal and I had, I asked him, Hal, what's working for Accord Technology here and now? What are you all doing differently or unique? he shared with me a few things. He said, to help reduce overhead, we're starting to use a few independent contractors, something we haven't done before. They've expanded into licensed production programs with 2 other avionics OEMs to help make their solutions more financially acceptable for their customers. And they're also working with the FAA more effectively and efficiently to certify their GPS receivers, thereby saving time and money. Now that's just some of what's working for Accord, and please remain standing, because I want to ask Clive Law Brown. I saw you earlier this morning. Clive is right over here. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, this is Clive Law Brown from Hamilton Aero out of Hamilton, New Zealand. He, along with a lot of fellow South Pacific members, faithfully attends the AEA Convention each and every year, and recently he told me he's been coming every year since 2003. Now that is dedication to travel from New Zealand. Clive shared with me that his shop is now working on non-certified aircraft, something they have never done before. They've tried to cut costs wherever possible, but he said he still firmly believes that keeping his guys trained and up to date on the latest avionics offerings is vitally important to his business and a wise investment. He also told me he appreciates the online training the OEMs are offering more and more, and that he wishes more manufacturers would consider that as a cost-effective way to train their dealer network. So stay standing, gentlemen. I want to ask Pat Field of Brantford Air Center out of Ontario, Canada. Pat, wave your hand because I know. Oh, wow, okay. Pat shared with me so many good ideas, it was hard to narrow them down to 2 or 3, but I will. His facility recently hosted a customer appreciation event to celebrate their 40th anniversary in business. There was door prizes, vendor booths, there were seminars, a free lunch, that always gets them in. But this event, he said, in return, brought in new and old customers, which equated into sales and service for his shop. Another smart move that Pat says really works for him that you all might consider, he donates avionics products to aviation enthusiast groups in his area when they ask, because he said it really gives his company more exposure, and in turn it drives people into his shop. And he also mentioned a very important change. Rather than rebuilding their facility, which of course they would have desired to have a brand new, spanking new facility, they worked with what they had to keep cost at a minimum, but yet create a clean and professional image to their customers. Because as Pat said, and I firmly believe as well, Pat, a first impression is the most important thing you can give your customer. And I agree. Ladies and gentlemen, look at these 3 gentlemen. They're no different than you. Take a look at them and learn from them, network with them, exchange ideas with them. In fact, everyone, stand up, please. Not going to call you out one by one. That would take a little too long. But please stand up and look around at yourself, because even though I may not personally know each and every one of you, and I may not know your own personal success stories, I know you have them. It's okay to brag a little bit about them. Most importantly, it's okay to share your ideas with each other. So I challenge each of you, each and every one of you this week, to share with your fellow member what's working for you. Strike up a conversation out in the hallway or in the exhibit hall this afternoon with an opening line of, hey, what's working at your shop? What's working at your manufacturing facility? What's working in your classroom? How are you training our next generation that's going to enter our field? What are you doing differently that you would have never considered doing even 2 years ago? And let's take it a step further. Thank you for standing. Go ahead and relax, get comfortable. On the AEA Convention app, which I'm sure all of you have downloaded by now onto your smartphones or tablets, I hope you have, there is a section on the convention app called Member Feedback. And I think we could make this very interesting. I want you to go to that section sometime today or tomorrow, and in 1 or 2 simple sentences, share with your fellow members what's working for you. What's something new or novel that you have done in your business that has in turn created growth and driven revenue for you. Be it a new marketing idea, maybe a new employee perk or an open house that you hosted, a new way of doing things out on the hangar floor, whatever. What is working for you and helping you keep your doors open for business? Because sharing ideas and exchanging information with your fellow members is what this foundation, this AEA organization was founded on 56 years ago. And it's not just all of you that need to share ideas and come up with unique ways to keep business going. So much to Trade Association. And over the last year, we ourselves have created some pretty unique and out-of-the-box membership benefits and services for you, the membership. We have created an extensive and user-friendly SMS program for maintenance organizations to use. And compared to the thousands of dollars that other SMS programs out on the market are selling for, we are bringing this program to you as an AEA member at absolutely no charge. The SMS program that we've created is recognized not only by the FAA, but several international authorities, and the list continues to grow. And if you have not yet heard about the AEA SMS program for maintenance organizations, ask one of us, ask an AEA staff member this week, or better yet, attend the session, the training session Thursday afternoon, where Rick Perry will describe the SMS program to you. And today, I am very pleased to use this platform to debut an exciting new membership and industry benefit being produced by the AEA. The AEA Avionics Market Report. Now, let me give you a bit of history. Last year at this time, approximately 30 to 40 avionics and instrument manufacturers gathered for an informal roundtable the AEA hosted at our convention in Washington, D.C. And I presented to those gathered the concept of a market report to truly and accurately reflect the value of the avionics electronics industry, something that until today has never truly existed. This report, the AEA Avionics Market Report, is similar in nature to the Gamma Industry Report, which reflects aircraft manufacturing and shipments. An ad hoc committee was formed from that roundtable last year of about 10 manufacturers, and they met with me and our chairman and vice chairman last summer at AEA headquarters to put our plan to paper. And so since June in that ad hoc committee meeting, I have been contacting avionics and instrument manufacturers, asking them to please participate in this report. And as you can imagine, not an easy task when you consider asking companies to share their sensitive sales figures. But I am so pleased to announce that as of this morning, 19 avionics manufacturers have stepped up to the plate and agreed to share their vital sales data. Keeping in mind, we are just getting our feet wet. We're in phase one of a three-step phase to produce this market report. So today, I have but one number to report, and this one number reflects 2012 total aircraft electronics sales, both forward fit and retrofit, for the year 2012 as reported by these 19 manufacturers. This morning, I'm reporting $6.3 billion in total 2012 sales from 19 avionics manufacturers. Soon, we will begin issuing a quarterly report of avionics sales, and in 2004, our plans are to offer even more statistical information to you. We will divide it between domestic and international sales, 23 versus 25, 27 versus 29, commercial airline sales, military, and again, forward fit and retrofit. The information gleaned from this market report will be used in our legislative and regulatory activities when we visit our elected officials so that we can, once and for all, tell them the true value of our market and the economic importance, not only in the United States, but to our international economies as well. They will understand the value we bring to this economy. The data will be beneficial when we're talking to the media, both aviation press and general media, to Wall Street, and to venture capitalists who may be interested in investing in our industry. And it should be useful to all of you as well when you're talking to your own companies, investors, your bank, and even to your community, so they understand the value your business brings to your city. Again, I thank the 19 manufacturers who stepped up first and said, yes, we want to be in on the ground floor, we realize this is valuable information, and we want to share. And for those manufacturers who have yet to step up to the plate, I encourage you to please come see me this week. Talk to me in the exhibit hall, in the hallway. Let's do business, and let's create a valuable and accurate report of the value of the avionics industry. Ladies and gentlemen, there is still so much work to be done as our economy slowly improve. And from my conversations with all of you, I think there is a little bit of light at the end of that long, long tunnel. There are so many opportunities for all of us to grab. Of course, there's always challenges hitting us in the face along the way, but that's life. We're still uncertain how big of an impact sequestration will have on the general aviation industry. We're all still concerned about the lack of new pilot starts or how quickly airframe manufacturers can once again ramp up those assembly lines. But there are business opportunities out there to be had. You just have to look. The ADS-B mandate grows closer and closer for all of us. The unmanned aerial systems market is quickly becoming a reality, and there is continuing growth beyond North American borders. I invite each and every one of you today to roll up your sleeves and let's get to work. Enjoy your week here in Vegas. Take home with you what you learned this week in all the training sessions and classes and in the exhibit hall, the new product introductions in a few moments. And don't forget to ask your fellow member this week sitting next to you, what's working for you? Thank you very much.
Aero-TV's live coverage of the 56th Annual AEA International Convention and Trade Show is brought to you in part by the following sponsors: